Besides eating cereal with water, what is the most outrageous eating sin you have ever witnessed? The wife dips Oreos in water like a psychopath. When I visited my aunt's family as a kid, she served a purple cow milk mixed with grape juice for breakfast. If you haven't tasted that, take my word for it, it's not a great concoction. In elementary school, we used to mix the milk and juice the school gave us for breakfast to puke and get sent home early. Apple juice and milk usually work the best. I think grape juice and milk was a close second. Weird. My grandma was telling me she used to get purple cows at the soda fountain when she was growing up. But these were grape pop poured over a scoop of ice cream. Here they are pretty good. I work at a pub restaurant, waiting tables. This couple walks in who I've never seen but are apparently regulars. The bartender sees them, shoots me a glance, and goes to grab something from the kitchen. Before even taking their order, he's filled the crushed red pepper shaker and told me to take it over to the Monsieur. The woman orders a small cup of French onion soup and proceeds to unscrew the cap of this shaker and dump the entirety of it onto her soup, an inch high off the top of her bowl. She's eating this spicy red pepper like cereal and didn't even ask for a drink refill. She must be dead inside and desperately trying to feel something. I used to work as a bartender. One day, a middle-aged man walked in and ordered a beer with milk. Me. Excuse me, you want a milk in the same glass as the beer? Customer. Correct. So I poured him the beer and added milk in the same glass. It looked disgusting to me. I gave him the drink. He paid for it, happily drank his beer milk and left. What the duck? My sister used to coat her pizza in that stuff like you wouldn't even be able to see the pizza anymore, and she would sometimes down it out of the shaker. I had a friend who went through a period where cake decorating was her hobby, and she made some amazing looking cakes that all tasted horrible because of the bizarre flavor combinations. It was always a bit funny because people would compliment the look of them and then have to figure out how to throw their pieces away without being rude about it. The worst one was a Christmas cake with an immaculate-looking fondant Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that was an orange spice cake covered in mint icing. It was like brushing your teeth and rinsing with orange juice in cake form. Monsieur. I remember when I was in high school, Crest had an orange mint-flavored toothpaste. No clue what they were thinking. Please tell me that someone finally told her that less is more when it comes to flavor. Friend's mom used to eat soy sauce with ice cream. I used to be obsessed with A1. I would put it on everything possible because I loved it so much. One day I put it on Jell-O. I no longer enjoy A1. What's A1? I always buy the small bottles when I make steak. I don't have anything on my steak, but my wife loves A1. Whatever she doesn't use on the steak, she'll drink. My sister would make Ritz cracker sandwiches. Except the thing that went between the two Ritz cracker buns was another Ritz cracker. Except chewed up and spit out. It was disgusting. I wasn't going to tell this story, but here I am. As a kid I would eat a whole bag of Doritos without swallowing, and then I'd spit out the pulverized chip dust and saliva mixture and roll it into a ball with my hands and then let it harden a bit in my desk at school between first and second break, and then eat it again during lunch when the outside was a bit crunchy again but the inside was still moistened. The consistency of a chocolate truffle. Oh boy, this. But with Cheez-Its. I've thought about that time in my childhood many times since. But this is the first time I've really understood how ducking Violet was. A ketchup brownie. My cousin, this son of a b. I hope he's arrested. My mom puts peanut butter on cold pizza. It is the closest flavor to vomit that is not vomit. You've gotta add orange juice for that authentic vomit flavor. When I was a server, I had a customer dip her bread in a glass of Coke. She finished her whole bread basket and Coke and asked for another basket and another refill of Coke, and went to town again for round 2. She didn't give a crap how she looked and ate that shit like it was the best thing on earth. You know I have soft teeth. How could you say that? My wife dips PBJs into spaghettios. You'll be a father soon. When I was in grade school I went over to this kid's house to play. Then ended up staying for dinner. We had spaghetti, some vegetable, maybe salad and something else. His entire family would mix everything together before eating it. His dad seemed to be the ringleader, mastermind behind this scheme. I remember someone cheerfully saying, "Well, it all goes to the same place," and then the rest of them agreeing with this truism as if it were some serious folk wisdom. That's some serial killer shit right there. A watermelon and ketchup sandwich. I call it a sadwich because it makes me sad. Is the watermelon the bun? Or does this monstrosity desecrate bread, too? Mustard on cheesecake. Edit. Answering a few comments. It wasn't me, it was a friend. It was yellow mustard. Any kind of cheesecake. You can't compare it to mustard on a sandwich containing cheese. The flavor profiles of both are completely different. On top of that, cheesecake is a sweet, yes, and somewhat tangy dessert, whereas normal cheese is just tangy and all the other cheesy flavor profiles. The number of people that misread this as cheesesteak amuses me. Apparently this is normal in the Netherlands. That is a waste of cheesecake. Mom's boyfriend crushed cheez-it crackers into his coffee. That he ate waffles covered in spinach and fish sticks drizzled with syrup, all the while loudly smacking his lips, saying, you ate so good. Mom says don't let it bother me. It bothers me. How the duck is it supposed to not bother you? He's literally Satan. Dude in my dining hall had a plate of sunny side-up eggs. Scooped under an egg with his fork, brought it up to his mouth, and only touched his lips to the yolk. Proceeded to suck all the yolk, and then slurped the rest of the egg in. It was like a car crash. I couldn't look away, but I was horrified. I feel like I was there. I was eerily able to vividly imagine this nonsense. This reminds me of an experience my friend had. She was studying Chinese and went to live in a smallish town in China for a bit. She is tall, white, blonde, blue eyes, etc. Because she stood out so much and is a very friendly, sociable person, she became somewhat of a town celebrity. As such, some restaurant owners decided to open the first Westerner-style food place ever in the town and named it after her. On the opening night, she was sat around a big table with lots of local people excited to try the food. I can't remember exactly what was on the plate, but I know she said there was plain pasta, no sauce or anything in a fried egg. But everyone had chopsticks, so as the restaurant owner said a little speech, and then asked them all to start. She said every single person around the table poked a hole in the yolk of the egg with her chopsticks, then lowered their faces to the egg and just sucked up the yolk. The thought of that has always made me laugh. Sounds like something only a lizard person would do. Suspicious. My baby sister used to eat pancakes and ranch. My mom just accepted it because she was such a picky eater and this was something she just thoroughly enjoyed. We're pretty sure it's 'cause my mom craved both when she was pregnant with her. Greater than we're pretty sure it's 'cause my mom craved both when she was pregnant with her or vice versa. Edit. It's a joke based on the presumably nonsensical, I'm not a biologist idea that the fetus is somehow genetically predisposed to liking certain things, in that those preferences influence the mother during pregnancy. My sister used to put ketchup on strawberries. This is why she had to be disappeared, isn't it? Ketchup is a fruit soup. Gag. Dipping Oreos in orange juice. That just made me cringe. Poor Oreos. Fried eggs with chocolate melted on the yolk. How the Cadbury egg was born. Duck this thread. For some reason that doesn't disgust me. My wife likes crunchy peanut butter and bologna sandwiches with cheese. Her mom also adds mayo. I just can't bring myself to try it. Literally start retching at the thought of the flavor. Thank you for watching. Comment power if you have reached this far into the video. Have a good day.